here, and I'm just here to share a little bit about myself and a bit about my story. So here goes. So I gave my life to Christ when I was 15 years old. And I would say it was a relatively simple but powerful moment. So I say that because I had the typical story of growing up in a Christian home. I never really knew God for myself, and I never really had a relationship with him for myself. It was always a thing that I thought the grown-ups did. That all changed when I decided to go to this youth camp. So a bit of backstory here. I had recently moved church, and I was coming from a church that didn't really have a strong youth presence. Yeah, so I moved church, and obviously this one had the opposite. There was loads of youth, and this was something that was very new to me. So I decided to go to a youth camp. I would say that week was life-changing. That a few days, sorry, it was life-changing. And one key thing was that I was in the presence of the Lord, which felt like for the first time. And I just remember feeling like, wow, this stuff is real. I can't explain. There was no message, there was no preaching. It was almost like a eureka moment. Yeah, and I remember going back to my room, and I was just like, Lord, I want to take you seriously. This stuff is real, and I give my life to you. That's it. I made a decision that I was going to follow Christ, and I was going to get to know him, and I acknowledged that he was real. I acknowledged that there was sin in my life and that I needed a savior. Yeah, so from then I started to become very involved in my church. I was in the choir, and I also played an instrument. And from a young age, I've always liked music. I've always loved music. It was only natural that I ended up in the choir. And there was something about singing and worshiping to the Lord. Like when I'm singing, I don't know, it's just like, it just feels like that's my language. It wasn't until 2018, around summertime, or just early 2018, that I felt the need to release music. And it was actually because I was in the season of my life where I felt distant from God for some reason. I felt like I was in a wilderness in that season. I just felt like God was reshaping me and remolding me a lot. I do feel like my character has changed a lot due to that season. But I remember being in that season and saying, okay, I don't know what's going on. I feel distant from the Lord. I feel like I'm in a valley, but I'll choose to trust in God's unfailing love, and I'll believe that his mercies are just the same, and Jesus still saves. So I ended up writing a song capturing that moment, and during that whole process, I felt really strongly about, okay, this is time to start releasing music. So I'd say prior to this is something that I never thought I would do. It's just something that I always enjoyed. I always loved to do. Privately, I'd record little covers on my laptop, and obviously I was in the choir, so music was always a thing, but I didn't realize that it was gonna become an external thing, a way to minister to people. I always want to release music that helps you, and I want to present to you a life that is not avoiding the downs, that acknowledges them, that says life may be bad, but God is still good. That's the kind of Christianity I want to present to those that are not saved. And for people that are saved, I want to help them during their journey, the highs and the lows. Because can we really appreciate the highs if we don't acknowledge the lows? So that's a bit about me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. How excellent is your name. Your name is strength. Your name is power. A strong tower makes me say, oh, there's nobody like you, Lord. There is no one like my God. Oh, there's nobody like you, Lord.